It is Saturday, and Amanda and I are about to see Next to Normal. I'm very excited. I'm pretty thrilled because this will be my first time seeing the show, and Amanda's first time seeing it live, although she's seen a recording. But we both really like the music, and this is one of Amanda's all-time favorite shows. So I'm pretty pumped to get to watch with her. Like, how'd I get so lucky? I get to go with Amanda to one of her favorite shows. That's a blessing.
Next to Normal, and I was like, yes, when?
Correct. So now we're gonna watch New Gen do Next to Normal. I'm sure it'll be a blast. I mean, I'd say that our view is pretty stellar, but of course no one else is here yet, so who knows what will be in those chairs. But I was just at New Gen's rehearsal space, so I saw all of this set in just a big empty room, and now I get to see it here in the actual show, and that's kind of fun. It's intermission now. This show is sad and heavy and powerful, and also a little scary in that, like, things that are sad and very, very close to reality are kind of scary. The performers are fantastic. Mandy Jo is so good in the lead role. Like, she's so good. And it's really funny because Amanda knows the performer who normally plays Henry, but I know the performer who is the swing and is Henry tonight. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, it's been really, really, really enjoyable. It's been fun for me because I haven't seen any sort of staging at all. So there are things that have just been a surprise for me because, like, I knew the story of the show from, like, reading it, and I knew the music from listening to it. But, like, when songs happen in the context of the story has kind of surprised me a little bit. But very specifically, Superboy and the Invisible Girl is performed with Henry in the room, and that blew my mind. Like, I had, like, contextualized that song very differently.
Seeing it live is kind of surreal. Little teenage me, who is just discovering all of her mental health problems, is having a good time. Yeah.
I like the set design. So I really like the separated balcony, and, like, using that for, I've forgotten the brother's name.
You're not supposed to know yet. Oh.
Anyway, like, for him to be so that he can be separated out. Yeah, I like the set design and the staging and the levels that they have. I really enjoyed it.
Having spent so much time with Mel's baby, who is now about 1.5, really recontextualizes.
Oh, for sure.
Diana's struggle for me, because he sure is a tiny person with his own personality.
He absolutely is a person. Like, I could imagine him growing up and, like, have real thoughts about that, for sure.
I was like, he was 1 year old. You didn't know. No, you do. You really do.
Yep, you definitely know him. Yeah. All right, you ready for Act 2?
Yes.
Let's do it. We are back home because there was a talk back that we didn't stay for. And it was loud there, so we decided to come back here and talk about the second act of the show, which was so good. There's just a lot that happens in Act 2. Like, the story gets really, really wild for a while.
Not that Act 1 has nothing happening.
That's true. That's true. It's just, like, an intensity. Like, I feel like Act 1 is, like, pretty intense, and then Act 2 is, like, over the mountain, crashing down on the other side sort of way. But I was yet again super impressed by all of the performers.
Oh, it really, such good vocalists across the board.
Yes.
Beautiful singing.
Yes. The harmonies in the closing number, so good. So good. So good. Also, I, like, just listening to the soundtrack, Gabe doesn't seem like as much of a villain as he definitely is in the show. Like, he's a villain.
The real villain was the sons we had along the way.
The real villain is your delusions, I guess, which
is romanticizing your bipolar disorder.
Yeah, that could be. But yeah, it's a really good show. It definitely deals with some heavy topics, but I think that they did a really good job of keeping everything really authentic with the performances, and not making it too sensational. And this is just a really well-written show as far as addressing mental health goes.
Yeah, that's the thing that struck me during this performance is I think of it as being a show about mental health, and what hit me this watch through was how much it's also about grief.
Yes. Yeah. It is. It is definitely also about grief, and a lot of different types of grief, because obviously there are the parents like grieving for their kid, and there's Dan grieving for the loss of his marriage, and Natalie is holding on to a lot of grief about her basically non-existent childhood. And the moment where her mom tried to hug her and she was like, nah,
We don't do that.
I really felt like really drilled it in that was just not a thing. Also, I hadn't realized from the soundtrack that she was going to lose her whole memory to start. And so that was really something too. Yeah, it's really, really good. We had a great time. New Gen puts on a fantastic performance. And I think there's still tomorrow, so go see it tomorrow. And I will see you tomorrow.